Hello, everyone. Nice to see you guys. It's been a minute again, but it's nice to see you guys. Thank you for coming as usual. So, I have a new topic today. Wanted to share with you guys. I am currently in America. I am back in the US of A for the holidays, and I wanted to make a video about some things that I noticed that, like, I'm starting to miss, like, a little by little as I'm here in America from Japan. So I want to share that with you guys after give some greetings. So I want to say hi to some of you guys. So if you're here, drop a hey, drop a hello. I already see you guys down there. Drop a hey, and we will get started very soon. But yeah, you guys, surprise! I am here in the USA, just doing things. So anyway, let me say hey. Love of the sun. I see all those hearts. Thank you. Marco Phillips, welcome. Let's see. We have Shanice Brown. Hello to you as well. Samantha Thompson. Hello. Jasmine. Hello. And Jacqueline says, "Hey girl. Hey. Hey girl. Hey." Okay. All right. So we in here. Okay. Yeah, you guys. How are you? Where are you from? Drop your location, what time it is, and your country as well. I want to know where you guys are from. Okay. But I have an announcement as well for you guys. So I want to thank you guys for those of you who did the geisha gift boxes. Those are sent, those are out, and I did get confirmation that you guys got those. So I'm very happy that you guys like what you got. I read your emails as well. Thank you very much for helping me because that was something very new, and I'm happy that I had you guys there to support this new venture. So thank you. I may do another round of geisha gift boxes in the future because it was really fun, like actually putting them together for you guys, and it sounds like you guys like them too. So we'll get those going again in the future, and I will let you guys know as well. Also, thank you for doing the giveaway as well. Those of you who entered, I did see, and the winner has been chosen. But thank you guys. I'd like to think that I'm encouraging you guys to speak a new language. I'd love to be that person. But anyway, let's get to today's topic. And today's topic is Japanese things that America needs. Okay, so like I mentioned before, I am here in the States, but I was in Japan for a year. And that gave me a lot of time to really get to learn the culture and live life there, like do like the whole daily life thing, work the 9 to 5 in a foreign culture. And I noticed that there's some things like day to day that are so different from the States. And on that topic, the first thing that I noticed was the public transit. So when I say public transit, I don't just mean like buses and cars. I mean like how people choose to go from point A to point B. And I notice there's a lot more bikes in Japan than in America, and I think that's something that we could benefit from. Also, in restaurants, very, very funny, in restaurants, there's like this little button that you can use to call really anyone in the store if you need help. So you don't go into like a restaurant and and have like the waiter really see you. You just go somewhere, there's a button there, and then you press that button when you want to order. You press it again if you have any issues, and then you press it again for checkout. So basically, you won't really be needing to call the waiter like you would in the States. Everything's just there so you can totally protect your privacy. You've got everything basically to yourself. And that's something I really liked having over there. And coming here to America, I noticed that things are a lot more rowdy, a lot more kind of spontaneous. You kind of just have to like listen for someone to call, or if someone passes by, you try and flag them down. Like it's a totally different style here in the States. Um, but yeah, back in Japan, that was really nice. That was actually really nice having because, like, if I was out with friends or like out on dates or like out to like spill some tea, with my friends, and I don't want people like passing by in the middle of something juicy, for example. Um, yeah, it was really nice having that button there. So yeah, anyway, we'll take a short recess. I'm going to read some of these comments and then we will continue to the next one. I hope I'm not rambling. You guys, it's been a while since I've done these videos. I'm sure you've noticed. And I'm sorry for the squeaky chair. I'm in a totally new room. I'm in my attic right now, and I don't know if I give this place like a makeover, it could work. But right now, we are in the circumstances we are in, but we are doing our best. Okay, so anyway, let me read some of these. Let's see. Anime Life says, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, so Nicole says, hey, Seattle, USA, 1231. 1231. Okay, so yeah, we're in the same time zone. Whoop, whoop. Okay, continuing on. Jasmine Yu says Palm Springs, California. Yay, everyone here in the PST, you know. We got a Maryland. Let me see, Shanice. And then And My Life is from Missouri. Interesting. Yeah, we got all over the place. But yeah, anyway, we will continue with the next thing that I think that America would benefit from, and that would be convenience stores. And I know in America we have convenience stores. Like it's not something that's totally foreign to us. But Japanese convenience stores are different in the sense that they are there not just, I want to say, like, from, I don't want to get too deep, but the meaning of convenience stores in Japan is different. And what you'll do is you'll have a convenience store that'll sell like food and resources. It also will sell, like, obviously drinks. It sells medication. It sells umbrellas and handy things. Like, they're there mainly for like road trips, or if there are natural disasters or things like that. You can always go to a convenience store and there are, like, it's safe for you. And I think that's something that America would benefit from as well, because I think that in America, because we are like very capitalistic, I don't want to get too deep. That's what I was thinking earlier. I was like, capitalistic. I don't know if I should bring all those like complex terms, but the culture in itself is just different. So things that are the same in your countries are, there's different cultural context to them. Um, yeah, the food in Japan, and the thing about that too is like I miss the food in Japan too. And I don't mean I just miss like noodles and ramen, and like of course I miss those things from like a exotic standpoint, but I do miss like how much care they put into the food. Like your food, even if you have fast food, you'll have food that has like veggies, fruits, like all these kinds of other things that are like more wholesome for you as opposed to something that's just in a bag. And like you mentioned with convenience store food is like you could never compare the quality of the convenience store food in Japan to convenience store food here in the States. Here, that shouldn't even be legal here in the States, honestly. Um, Not that I'm anti United States. I love the US, of course, and I'm here. But yeah, there are things that were definitely better for you, like for the betterment of everyone. But I think here in America, because we are very independent, we are very self sufficient, and how should I say, we're independent to a fault sometimes. And I think with Japan, people are a lot more like group. Like, what about the group? Care about the group. Is this going to somehow um, put someone off in a negative way? And I think also with the waste system, they have an interesting waste system there as well, as far as how to throw things away. Like, as an environmental science major from college, like I appreciated that actually, to see like that they care so much as for what they're taking out of the environment and what they're putting back in. But I feel like here in America, I was like, this is like totally illegal if that was Japan. Like, so crazy. But I don't know, I really liked it. Like I mentioned, like I miss the bikes because I had a bike that I would literally go to the mall, go downtown, go see my friends. I'd go and use my bike and it would be totally cool. And I miss the food because I felt like it's really hard to be overweight or obese in Japan, really, because things are so healthy and they're so health conscious, but not in a way that really impedes on your daily life. Where I feel like if you want to be healthy, you have to put in like effort here in America. But in Japan, they make it so easy for you. And I miss that so much. Because here I can't tell. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm getting that winter weight, as we can call it. I'm getting a little fluffier, a little thick, a little softer in some areas, and I think that's kind of an American thing. Whereas in Japan, they have like really low like overweight and obesity rates. Like the rate of like heart disease and things like that are just like substantially lower than America because they have that kind of thing where it's put into their lives, and I miss that. Ah man, you guys. Um, we can go to the next topic. I do want to read some more of your comments. And I know we're only like 10 minutes in, and I feel like I'm running through this thing. But, on this channel, I don't want to feel like I'm like dragging things out unnecessarily. I do want to feed you guys good information, and I don't want to compromise that information by the amount of time I spend on it. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. And continuing on. Yes, let me read some of these comments. Sorry, I'm so distracted. You guys, my attention span is terrible. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my English has gotten a lot faster than it usually is. And I think that is due to speaking so much more of it. Okay, so John says, "You are great. So interesting to watch your videos." I am from Russia, by the way. Thank you, John. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you like it. But yeah, that's one thing I've noticed. I feel like my English was definitely different than it is now. Samantha Thompson says, "Are you going back to Japan?" I'll be honest, I'm not sure when that'll happen as far as where I am right now. And there are a couple more videos coming out about me personally, because I know that some of you guys are here for like the Japan aspect and just learning more about like a different culture. But I know that some of you are interested in what's going on like in my personal life as far as where I am and why I'm there and what I'm doing with myself, my free time. Um, and I'd love to share that, but I don't know when I'll be back. And that is a video topic in itself. And long story short, I will let you guys know. I've got some big news coming in the next few weeks. So you guys will get more info on that. But we'll keep it on topic for now. But thank you. It was a good question indeed. Okay, let's see. Layla Moon says hi. I got so late. It's okay. I am in a different time zone now, so this is kind of different from what we've had in the past. I'm sure you guys are all in the same places you were before. So the time I come on live or the time I post videos might shift from the next few weeks. Just bear with me. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Juliana Banjoko says genki desu. Ah, genki desu ka? Is what you meant, I think. Genki desu yo. I'm very good, thank you. Oh, also, I would love to venture into doing something with Japanese language as well. Maybe um, a language like series for those of you who are interested in going to Japan. But um, possibly, lots of chances for the future. Many things we can do. So Jacqueline Sadberry says our convenience stores don't compare to the ones in Japan, and the food seems fresher. Definitely, most definitely. Okay. So Anime Life says, do you think Americans in general have good manners compared to Japanese people? Mm, I would say no. I'd say Japan kind of tops us on that. No offense, but +1 to Japan because it is really um, a part of the rules, the unspoken rules of like their people. Like it's like they all know something that like you don't know. And I think that that is something that it's just a cultural difference in general. It's so hard to get specific because I'm sure many of you like maybe you haven't quite it's hard to know what I'm talking about until you like go to Japan and see it, but they are so into being like politically correct. I guess you could say. Um, yeah, man, this is. Let me get some water. I'm so glad I brought this. Okay. Um, but yes. On your past topic, yeah, they're definitely more mindful of other people's thoughts and feelings. They're very what should I say? They're a very shame-based society, and that sounds really bad when you say it out loud. I promise it's not as bad as it seems. It's just a way that they operate because they're not as individualistic as America. They have this kind of betterment of the group idea. Like there's a there's an old proverb, an old Japanese proverb, and it goes, "The nail that sticks up gets hammered down." And that is one of the best ways I think I can describe how they are as a society. They are so for the betterment of everyone else. They are so being mindful of those around you, strangers and things like that. That's why there are so many rules. That's why it seems so hard to edge. That's why I feel like even when my parents went there, they're like, "Why is everyone like this?" And I'm like, "It's because that's just their culture." Like it seems weird from the outside looking in, but when you're in there, like you can see how like it's not for nothing. And I think that that's something that I learned going there and just being in another culture is that they have different ways of operation. And I feel like being in Japan really made me appreciate the US. I really did. I really did, because there are certain things, certain mundane things that you wouldn't think of that really do like matter when when it's like stacked up, when it's compiled. For example, I'll give you an example, okay? So if I walk into a convenience store and I check out something, usually there's kind of like an order that things will go. They'll say, hello, this is one thing, one item, two item, three item. They'll count your items, and then they'll say, can you please, it's going to be this much. And then you give it to them, and they're like, thank you for coming. They'll give you a little bow, and then you leave. But like here in America, for example, say I'm buying a lot of tomatoes, and I go up to the cashier and I'm trying to check out my tomatoes, and he won't just go through this, or like it's different every time. Like, for example, he'll be like, "Oh, that's a lot of tomatoes. Are you making pasta tonight or something like that?" Or he could say something like, "Ah, yeah, these are really good. They're in season," or like some like little small talk like that. And it's so hard to put a finger on exactly what that is, but I think just the variety in every day and how people feel so much like permission to do as they kind of want. Or I feel like in Japan it's very regulated, but I feel like it being so regulated helps it be like safer as well. It's so interesting. You guys, I'm telling you, I'm like low key a hidden philosopher underneath it all. I promise I got lots of makeup, but underneath the makeup, there's a real girl and she thinks things. I have a lot of opinions. That was totally unwarranted advice, but we'll continue on. I'm getting sidetracked, but drop a hey, I'm still with you if you're still with me. All right, let's continue. Another thing I miss about Japan is the toilets. Yeah, the toilets. The toilets, because, first of all, there are heated toilet seats. And that is not just in someone's house. You go to the airport, they got heated toilet seats. You go to restaurants, they got heated toilet seats. They also have like bidets as well. And for ladies, you may know what a bidet is already, but for the gentlemen in the live, a bidet is basically water that just like comes up and it cleans you after you use the toilet. And there are so many like options, and you can really like enjoy the experience, you could say. That might be a little TMI for some people who are just, wearing turtlenecks as well, but it is something that I do miss from time to time. Um, yeah, just like little details. Little details. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is. You wouldn't know until you tried it. Like, there's no going back after you after you experience that. Yes. The bidets actually are very sanitary. So what'll happen is, from my experience, when I push the bidet button, I'll use it, and then it cleans itself. Like it'll spray water onto itself, and then it'll go back. So that's like the general process. Yeah, our airport restrooms. Oh yeah, I don't know. Just there's some things I'm gonna have to get used to being back, but that's okay. Um, wow, I actually went totally through this list. So that's basically the video. I am going to stick on for maybe, I want to stay till 30. We're at 18 minutes right now. I want to stay until like 30 minutes. So you guys feel free to come or go as you please. This is just more so Q&A, and I'll be talking a little bit more about everything that I've been doing and a little bit more about Japan and, you know, afterthoughts of this topic. So yes, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, then like it. If you want to see more, and I promise a lot of you are already subscribed, but for those of you who are new, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you want to see more, I am still uploading. So hit a subscribe and you'll get a notification very soon. Okay, let's see. Samantha Thompson says, what do you think America can learn from Japan? Um, that's a great question. And I am so happy you asked this question because I think always about this question. I think that America in general could benefit a lot um, from taking some lessons from how Japan does what it does. Let's see. One thing I want to say is that you have to learn certain things. Um, you have to learn certain things collectively as a people. You can't sweep things under a rug. You really have to address all problems of society and tackle it head on. I want to say, Japan, like I mentioned, is very like how should I say? We are lacking in manners. I want to say when it comes to interacting with everyone that you meet in life, that person that you meet in the grocery store, that person that's on the bus with you, your coworker, and all these other things. There are certain ways that you need to meet people. Like you meet them halfway where they are, and it comes with understanding their problems. And here in Japan, here in America, I keep saying here in Japan, here in America, because we have so much diversity, and and I this is not a political channel, but it does pertain to answer your question. It does, um, you have to consider things like race and religion and your sexual orientation and different kinds of things that make people different, and you have to find a way to make things work for everyone. Like for example, I'll just like drop little stories in here and there. So I was teaching a second grade class, and there was a young girl who she was a paraplegic, so she was in a wheelchair, like basically her whole life, and they homeschooled her. But she came into our class one day, and she came and sat in on a lesson, and she wasn't really talking or anything, but you could tell that she was really enjoying it. Um, and that's a special memory that I'll hold in my heart because I went up to her and I shook her hand and I said in Japanese, I was like, "Thank you for coming to this class. I hope you had fun." And then I left. And that was really it. But like looking back, I don't know. It's just that kind of thing. I don't know. I just don't hold any memories like that from my childhood, like people like that. I don't know. I'm still getting used to being back, but just being there, it's so different. We have a lot to learn. But I feel like everyone has a lot to learn. It's not like America is just this country that's like the worst around. Like I saw this comment, "Do you miss the freedom?" Like hell yeah, I miss the freedom. I miss the freedom to just do what I wanted, like as an individual, to like own myself and to do things as I saw fit. In Japan, there's a phrase called jibun rashiku, which means as yourself, and it means to do things as yourself, just the way you would do them. And I miss doing that because in Japan, you have to consider everyone's feelings and you always have to consider the other person. And yes, that's great. That's wonderful for the betterment of humanity. But like as an individual, like I don't always want to be the rule. Like, can I be the exception to the rule? Like for once, I want to, I don't know, go to the convenience store in slippers and a head tie. That would be totally cool. Or be able to talk on the phone on the bus, something that small. Or something like these shoes have a lot to be laced up for. Like, can I just walk in with my shoes? Like, there's a lot of different things that I missed. Really small things. Um, but yeah, I see you, Natalie. Let's see. It's weird because I was so gung ho about going to Japan, like I have to learn the language and everything, but now I'm not so sure. Well, I want to say that going to Japan is a big life decision, and as much as I want to be that person to help you make a tough decision like that, like a big life altering decision like that, um, you have to be the one to do that tough digging and see. I want to be a window, one of many windows that can show you what Japan looks like. And I'd hope that if you're making a big decision like that, you're also looking at other black YouTubers in Japan too. And not even just black YouTubers in Japan, like white YouTubers in Japan, and different people who are here living the life of an expat, as they call it. An expat is just someone who lives in a country that's not their own. Like, that's something that I feel like it'll take some time to come to a real consensus on a decision that big. And, but I do wish you the best. And despite how much I may complain, this is kind of a complain video, so I apologize if this puts a negative image on Japan because that is not the purpose at all. I just want to be one voice among literally thousands of voices that don't care to make a YouTube channel. You know, at the end of the day, like I would just like to share my experience as a human being, like going to different places, doing different things. And which is that's why I appreciate those of you who say that even if I'm not in Japan, like you're interested in like watching what I'm doing. I'm just like, wow, like thank you for that much support as an individual. I understand this is a mutual thing. I do love loving having you guys here to watch my videos, and I'm here to give you videos, but I am also doing a lot and I love to make things relevant for where I am. I feel like this kind of became an update video. I'll have to change the title, huh? But yeah, okay. We got 5 minutes on the clock. We're going to be over very soon. Last minute goodbyes, last minute questions. I will read as many of these as I can and try and get through. Let's see. I kind of missed some of these. Let me go back. So Solomon Crawford says, hey, off topic, but I'll be in Tokyo next month for a week. We'll have time to visit Gunma. Not hot enough for a day, or would that be too adventurous for a 7 to 9 day trip? I don't think it's ambitious at all. I think that's it's perfect. Like I would be so happy if you could go and see how amazing Gunma is, especially if you're coming from a place like Tokyo that has a lot of water. Like going to a place like Gunma, it has a lot of mountains. It's a beautiful place, and Mount Haruna is beautiful. It's probably going to be a little cold, so I would bulk up, but it's so going to be worth it if you go. I love Gunma. That's my heart right there. Okay. I think I answered your question, Jasmine. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions, I will answer those best I can. Let's see. Jasmine Yu says, coming back to America, how do you feel? How do I feel? Well, I feel good. I feel nostalgic talking about Japan, but I feel good overall. I'm not sure if that answered your question. Um, I made this decision by myself. I'm not teaching, actually, there was a comment that said that. I'm not teaching English right now, um, but um, you know, I made a lot of hard decisions myself, and sometimes I feel like it's difficult because this is very personal, and I don't my this channel was not supposed to be super into me. It's just supposed to be about Japan. But no, I'm not teaching Japanese anymore. I am in America until further notice, and that's where I'll leave it for you guys. I'd love to answer more, but more updates are coming in the future, so just bear with me, and I will share as much as I can within these terms and conditions of YouTube, okay? All right, so let's continue. Prime Encarta says, what type of videos will you be doing now? Great question. So there's still going to be Japan videos. There's still going to be about being black in Japan, being a woman in Japan, being an American in Japan. My general, I guess, theme won't change. It'll be the same. I'll just be in America. You know, you guys, I studied Japanese in my university days. It was my minor. And I do feel like I am like qualified to tell you guys this stuff. And I was there, which helps as well. Um, so I'll make more videos like this. Just little things that I think of if I'm inspired in the day, or I don't know, I have a random memory. I'll make a video and you guys will see, and that'll continue being the same way it is. I want to give a special thank you to people who signed up for my Patreon. Like that has helped me so much, and I haven't given a formal thank you, but thank you from the bottom of my heart. That really means a lot to me. So thank you. Okay, so continuing on, we got 1 minute. Say goodbye. Say, oh, new videos ideas if you guys have some ideas for my videos in the future. But yeah, what state are you currently in? I am in California. Um, oh yeah, Samantha, you are so welcome. I am so glad I could answer your questions anytime, any question. Bye, Nicole. Um, let's see. Millennium Otaku says, do you know anyone that is an international university student in Japan? International university student. International university student. I'm trying to think. I'm not too sure, but a good resource for you might be the Black Experience Japan, because they interview people from all kinds of backgrounds, and you're most likely going to find a university student among those videos. So I would say that's the next step. Sorry I couldn't be of more help though. Let's see. Jasmine says, are you going to do a meet and greet? I would love to do a meet and greet, and I've thought of it. It has crossed my mind, and I gotta give it more thought though. But it would help to know if you guys are interested. Maybe I'll do a poll in the future. But anyway, I think that is everything for today. So, oh, last comment. I'll read it after the video's over. But thank you very much, you guys, for tuning in. I appreciate your support, watching me, following me as I go through this crazy journey of life. But if you like this video and these kinds of videos, then like it and I can see if you like it or not. And if you want to see more, then hit subscribe and become part of the YouTube fam. And for those of you already subscribed, I will see you in the next one. All right, you guys. Take care. Have a good day or night, and I will see you on the flip side.